Okay guys, it's your boy Mark back with another video, and I'm here to, do my spoiler discussion of Avengers Infinity War. If you did see my thoughts, how I feel about that, sorry, I can't speak apparently, how I feel about the film and all is completely in that video, but this is a spoiler discussion. This is all spoilers, okay, so if you haven't seen the film, you shouldn't be here, okay? Click out now. Go watch my thoughts video on this if you haven't seen the film. Watch that, not this. I'm just giving you a bit of time to realize that this is full of spoilers and all. So yeah. I haven't done one of these in 2 years, by the way, guys. Spoiler discussion. So this is literally the first in 2 years that I've done this. And I didn't even do it alone last time. I did it with guests, but today, let's see how I do, I hope that my spoiler discussion can come out good. I'm just going to be talking about all the spoilers, basically, for Avengers Infinity War, and if you haven't clicked out already, if you haven't seen the movie, one last chance, because I'm going to start talking about spoilers, basically, in 5, 4, 3, click out now if you haven't seen the film, 2, 1. Avengers Infinity War, man. All the spoilers. From the start of the movie to the end, just a whole bunch of crazy stuff happens, man. It starts right off where Thor Ragnarok left off, and it was perfect because if you saw the end credit scene to Thor Ragnarok, like that literally leads up to the beginning of Infinity War. Thanos has arrived. Thanos, I guess, was in that big ass ship that we saw at the end of Thor Ragnarok. He comes and he freaking kills all of the Asgard's people. We thought everyone was safe at the end of Thor Ragnarok, but no, Thanos wipes them all out. A few of them still alive. Hulk is still alive. We don't know what happened to Korg and Meek and some of the other characters. I hope they're okay, by the way. But by the looks of it, not looking good, bruh. But Heimdall's still alive. Thor himself is still alive, and Loki's still alive. And man, that was crazy, man. Loki, man. Thanos comes up to Loki, and he's like, give me the Tesseract or your brother Thor will die. And Loki at first, he's like, by all means kill him. And he's, just using one of the Infinity Stones, Thanos, to kill Thor. But Loki, he's getting emotional. He's like, stop. I can't let you do it. And he just gives up the Tesseract. And then Loki... Loki was a villain. Okay, we all know that, but even he knew that, that's too much for him. He can't let Thanos, end the universe and all. So Loki, the moment he did this, I knew what was gonna happen. This is at the very start of the film too, man. Loki, he's trying to trick Thanos into like he's gonna come along, be his right hand man throughout his findings of the rest of the Infinity Stones, and he's trying to stab Thanos in the neck, but even Thor was like, no, don't do it, and he tries to do it, but Thanos chokes him out. He knew what Loki was trying to do. He kills Loki right then and there in the first 5 minutes of the film. Dang, and the look on Thor's face when that happened, man, it was just so heartbreaking. And then Hulk came in, tried to kick Thanos' ass, and Hulk was just... And Hulk got his ass handed to him by Thanos, and that's the only time that Hulk appears in the film, because he doesn't want to come back out. He knows he can't take on Thanos, really. So it's basically just Bruce Banner for the rest of the film. But Heimdall sends Hulk back to Earth to warn, Tony Stark, Doctor Strange, of of the uh, of the of Thanos. And if you haven't read the Infinity Gauntlet graphic novel, which I own, by the way, I've owned it for 5 years. I absolutely love it, but that's besides the point. Uh, Hulk is basically, or Bruce Banner, I should say, really, is in the place of Silver Surfer. You know, basically Silver Surfer crashed onto Doctor Strange's place to warn him about what that Thanos is coming. You know, and then we get introduced to all the characters. And all the different teams of the Avengers, I guess, uh, become aware of Thanos. And we switch between all of them, and they all had the same goal in mind: to stop Thanos. The Russo brothers said that they wanted that Thanos will be the main character, and he absolutely was. And like I said, what a villain he was in my thoughts video. But I can't, spoil anymore. I mean, not spoil anymore, because I can spoil, because this is a spoiler discussion. And man, he finds the I don't know, the purple stone from the first Guardians of the Galaxy film. He does that off screen. Like, that was crazy. The reality stone. He really tricked the Guardians into thinking they could just defeat him. And when Gamora supposedly sliced his neck and all, I was like, what? Like, he can't be dead, Thanos. Already? Even Peter Quill was like, that was quick. And but it turns out Thanos altered reality. He already got the reality stone. Thanos wasn't really dead. And Thanos, he was Gamora's stepfather. And Gamora, man, she looks so sad. She was sad, like, when she thought she killed Thanos. That was crazy, man, and that was sad. Even I was a bit sad, but turns out Thanos already had the reality stone. And yeah, he's like, that was crazy too, when Gamora told Peter to kill her if Thanos got her. And Peter was so reluctant to do it, man. He thought he pulled the trigger, but it was bubbles. Thanos alters reality again. And yeah, he takes Gamora with him. That was crazy, man. And oh my god, I might not talk about every single spoiler, otherwise we'll be here for 2.5 hours basically. Like, it'll pretty much just be me, talking, pretty much me telling the whole story of the film. But all the Avengers teams finding out about Thanos, and everything seems alright, and they're still broken apart from Captain America Civil War. So that's keeping them apart. And they're like, no, we can't let that get to us. We need to, we just have to. The entire universe is at stake. And when what's the saying? When Thanos makes this trip to find the Soul Stone, man, he tortures Nebula in front of Gamora to make her tell him where the Soul Stone is. And she gave it up, It's just too much for some of these characters, man. And when they go to where they find the Soul Stone, freaking Red Skull. Red Skull from Captain America the First Avenger. It's not Hugo Weaving returning in the role, which is kind of sad, but it's still cool to see this character back. It's still the same character from back in Captain America the First Avenger, which I might actually want to rewatch now, to kind of remind me of what Red Skull was all about. but he's back. He ever since then he's been teleported to that dark place, and he's the keeper of the Soul Stone. But as he says, a soul for the Soul Stone, and you have to sacrifice someone you love to obtain the Soul Stone. Thanos happened to be with Gamora, I guess, and I guess Gamora was pretty much might have been the only person he loves, cares for, because that is his stepdaughter, you know. And he's so sad, like, and he throws Gamora down. He throws Gamora down and kills her to get the Soul Stone. And that was so crazy. It was so sad. Like, he's willing to do that even, you know, for the Soul Stone. And dang. But yeah, and the Avengers, you know, back on Earth become aware about Vision having the stone, you know, having the Mind Stone, and they're trying to remove it to destroy it on its own before Thanos can get to them, you know. And dang, like, and they prepare for the fight in Wakanda, of course, and they do everything, you know, like, but Thanos gets there, and Vision, it's too late for them to remove it safely so that he can, you know, still be alive, you know, by himself. So when Thanos arrives in Wakanda, man, it's like they just have to. It's like Scarlet Witch herself just has to destroy the Mind Stone, and unfortunately, along with Vision, has to die. Thanos, by then though, he has all the other stones. And when we thought that the battle was over and the Avengers had won, Thanos turns back time. Oh yeah, because Doctor Strange, that was insane, by the way, when Doctor Strange you know, like, gave up the Time Stone to save Tony Stark's life. And by the way, and that awesome SpongeBob reference, "Get lost, Squidward," or "You need to get lost, Squidward." I popped so hard for that, man. I can't believe that SpongeBob SquarePants of all things was referenced in this movie. And like I said, back to Scarlet Witch and all, and when they thought the battle was over, Thanos turns back time to when the Time Stone was, I mean, not the Time Stone, the Mind Stone was still intact. He rips it out of Vision's head, and when he's alive again, takes it and he kills him. Oh, it happens to kill him. It was crazy, and Thanos gets every single Infinity Stone. That was insane. There's probably stuff I'm missing out on, but I did already film like my thoughts on this, and this is kind of my comeback, you know, to spoiler discussions, and I hope I'm doing good, guys. I'm trying my best, and at least we gotta talk about that ending now. When oh, and by the way, what's his name? That was awesome. Stan Lee's cameo, man. When he's on the bus, he's the bus driver. You know, when Peter Parker and Ned, who made a brief cameo as well, that was awesome. You know, talked about space and all. Like the spaceship, and Stan Lee's cameo, man, he was like what, you kids never seen a spaceship before? That was golden, man. And it's a good thing that cameo happened near the start too, because if he had a cameo like really late in the movie, it would have been just so sudden, and would have been too focused on everything else that was happening, and that might actually have put you out of it. But they did a smart thing. No one's really talking about that cameo, I think. Dang, I just thought I'd mention it. And the ending, though. Oh, and before I get to the ending, I guess this is just the one last thing I'll talk about before I talk about the ending. Um, and like like Thanos, oh no, Peter Dinklage is in the movie, guys. It was confirmed that he was in the movie. He plays who does he play, man? He plays I forgot his name, but he's the one who builds like Thor's hammer and stuff. I guess he built the first one that we saw basically since Thor first arrived in the MCU, and yeah, he builds his new one in this film. And this film, man, like, dang, like they really planned out this film since the very beginning. Like, it's amazing how much it all put together perfectly. It's insane, man. Like, it's crazy good. I think I just have to accept that there's gonna be one or two things I'll end up forgetting to talk about. So I guess we'll just talk about the ending. Half of the universe, he did say that half of the universe would be destroyed, would die. I mean, all of them disintegrate, basically. Like, well, not all of them, but like a lot of the like literally half of the Avengers disintegrates. Bucky disintegrates. Drax disintegrates. Groot disintegrates. Mantis disintegrates. Did I say Mantis disintegrates? Then Spider-Man disintegrates, and when Spider-Man, Peter Parker was disintegrating, it was so sad, man. Like, he just ran into Tony Stark's arms. I don't want to die. This can't be it. He knows it's it, though. And there's nothing he or anyone else besides Thanos can do about it. That was incredibly so sad. Star-Lord disintegrates. Doctor Strange disintegrates. Black Panther disintegrates. Freaking Falcon disintegrates. And Hawkeye and Ant-Man aren't even in this film. Speaking of Ant-Man, that film has to be set before this. I don't think there's any way they can make that film work if it's set after Infinity War. I mean, dang. And then all the other Avengers, I guess I didn't mention, live. But they're more vulnerable than ever. I don't know. And Thor almost killed Thanos, man. Like, freaking in his chest. Thanos says, "You should have gone for my head." And snaps his fingers. And that was when the disintegrating began. And then Thanos, he's on another planet with the complete Infinity Gauntlet. And he watches the sunset, feeling satisfied. Thanos, we can't say he's right, but we understand. Like I said, we even feel emotional for him in the film in my movie thoughts video. Dang, that was a crazy ending. And like I said in my movie thoughts video, like the moment when the credits roll, man, you just sit there basically with your jaw dropped on the floor. I doubt that was what I actually said in my thoughts video, but it was crazy. What an amazing film. Like I said in my all of my thoughts are in my thoughts video. All my feelings towards the film, but this video is pretty much just me talking about all the spoilers. and how crazy they were and stuff. But dang, like crazy. I wonder what the title of Avengers 4 will be. It could be Avenge Us. That would be perfect, man. Dang, like, and of course the post-credit scene. You have Maria Hill and Nick Fury back for the post-credit scene, and dang, they both disintegrate. That was awesome though when Nick Fury, when he was disintegrating, was saying, "Mother," that was awesome. But dang, and literally right after Nick Fury sends an SOS, he's contacting Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers, Brie Larson. I'm so excited for that movie next year now, and that makes me excited for Avengers 4, man. What a just incredible, like, yeah. I feel like I've pretty much talked about all the spoilers. Well, at least all I could. Like I said, this isn't something I do often. I don't know if I'm even gonna do this for every single film from now on. Honestly, I don't know, man. But yeah, that's my thoughts. I mean, not my thoughts. That's my spoiler discussion, everyone. Hope you enjoyed. I hope this turned out well. And yeah, that's all, guys. Peace out.